Hello, social media family, and welcome back again to the habit of the week that I make a habit of doing, a habit that I do a habit of, that I make a habit of doing once a week to talk to you about the different habits from my book. So today's habit out of the 52 habits is number 10. And number 10 is all about creating and designing your work environment, whether that be a work from home environment or you actually have an office. Wherever that work environment is, about creating and designing that environment so that it is conducive to producing the results that you're actually committed to. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Damian Reed. I'm a performance and freedom lifestyle mentor, coach, international speaker, and international best-selling author. And the book that went international bestseller in Australia, Canada, and the United States is where I get these habits of the week from, and I do them in a random order throughout the year. This one may not seem like much of a habit, but it is one of those things that you ignore it and it starts to have an impact on you in ways that you don't really recognize until it's much later down the road. So what I mean by that is you really want to start to consider how much your environment, that is, how much your environment impacts how you think, how much it impacts how you feel, how much it impacts how you act, how you work, and how you live. And this overall impact of your environment is critical to you having the experience of freedom, having that experience where you're free to create, free to work, etc. But it's also critical for you if you're interested in creating what I've coined as the freedom lifestyle. And that freedom lifestyle is that thing that you imagine when you think about your ideal life and how you want your life to be. You usually think about it as the future. And in the work that I do, I have you bring that back so that you're experiencing that in the moment right now. But I want you to start to consider the importance of your environment in how it impacts that. So one of the things that you can observe is however your work environment occurs to you is how life starts to occur to you. So what I mean by that is, when your work area is cluttered and chaotic, your experience of work tends to be cluttered and chaotic. I know when I just recently, and thank you for those of you who sent congratulations on this, but I just recently was certified as one of the few full focus planner certified pros in the world. And when my life is set up inside of my full focus planner, it's structured, and life and my work occurs as very easy and very simple. When I skip that, it occurs as chaotic. So it does not get focus just by itself. It takes an effort for you to be able to do that. And there's this myth that I just really love debunking, but it's this myth though that people love to say and dismiss this and say, I work better in a messy environment. And they will bring examples of people who have been quite successful and worked with a messy desk or a messy environment and so forth. But what's really interesting is I have yet to meet someone who, once they actually clean up their environment, they say, hey, you know what? I feel like I'm more stressed, or I feel that I'm operating more chaotic, or I feel that I'm less productive. That just never happens. It's never happened with anybody that I've experienced anyway. Almost like pretty much all the time. I'm trying to think of an exception. I can't think of one. I hate using absolutes, but I cannot think of an example where someone did the work to structure their environment to be consistent with the results that they wanted to produce, and they had a negative experience. I've just never experienced it. So just set that myth aside and start to notice, if you look around and it's chaos, just think that you're bringing that chaos into the work that you do. You want to create clarity, you want to create purpose. And this is one of those things that is a very, very easy way to do that. I'm going to give you 3 tips for this habit of the week. And the first is this. The first tip is personalize the space to fit you rather than the opposite, which is you trying to fit into your space. You want your space to be a reflection of you, so that when you work in that space, it is you, it is your expression. That is who and what it is. The second tip that I want to leave you with is to have everything you need for your workday in your work area. Now, don't create or have the distractions of having to, constantly be going to get things and moving things around and so forth. Have what you need for your workday in your work area. That's number 2. And number 3, the organizers and so forth out there are going to love me for this one. But number 3 is this: everything has its place. So when you're not using something, put it back exactly where it goes. If you've arranged your desk and your stapler goes in the topmost right-hand corner of your desk, after you use the stapler, put the stapler back. If your notepad is stored in the desk drawer, after you use the notepad, put the notepad back in the desk drawer and keep things in the place that you've actually organized it. I want to encourage you, as the practice for this habit of the week, to take on cleaning up your work environment. Or if that's something that you are not remotely interested in, but you know it needs to get done, hire someone to do it for you. You know people who love organization, you know people who love to put things into places and so forth. And that doesn't have to be a professional organizer. It could be one of your kids who loves to be organized like that, or somebody that you work with, etc. So if you're not going to do it, hire somebody to do it for you. I want to thank you all for sharing the time watching this video. I'll be back with another habit of the week next week. And if you're interested in working with me with anything that I suggested, just reach out to me and my team, and we'll be sure to get in touch with you and schedule a call to chat about how I can help. I look forward to seeing your comments, your feedback. Just go ahead and plug that into whatever social media feed you actually happen to see this video on, and we'll be sure to get back to you. Again, have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you again real soon.